this? Tell me about this one. I'm looking at this picture. What is this?
Well,
Is this the one I'm thinking of?
that's from the movie Perfect
Perfect.
with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ah, that's right. You
And-
did a movie with John Travolta,
Yes.
and that's how you met John Travolta. Through this film?
No.
How did you meet John Travolta?
Here I'm playing the part of a gym member, a health club member.
Uh-huh.
And coincidentally, I met John in a gym. He spotted me, unbeknownst to me, outside the gymnasium where I work out
Right.
in Beverly Hills called the Body Center.
Uh-huh.
And I got in the shower, soaked up,
Oops.
and I looked over and Mr. Travolta walks by,
Right.
walks in. I thought, gee, that looks like John Travolta.
Right.
Walks by again in the other direction.
Uh-huh.
I said, I'm pretty sure that's John Travolta.
Right.
Then he walked by the third time and stood there. And I said, are you looking for the manager? Because I thought he was going to inquire as to what was going on at the gym. He says, no, and this boyish mannerism about him. He said, no, I'm looking for you.
Looking for you?
I said, me? I said, why are you looking for me?
Uh-huh.
He said, well, I've seen a lot of your work. And he said, I'm a big fan of yours.
From the porno films?
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's been watching pornos?
Yes.
So he's a big fan of yours.
And as it turned out,
so you're well known in the porno. I'm not familiar because I don't watch pornos that much, really.
Well, at
but
that
now
time,
but tell me, you are well known in the pornos.
At that time, yes.
Really, Paul?
Sure.
Uh-huh. Okay, go ahead.
So he confided in me that he had some magazines with me in it. And he had watched some movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that he has been enjoying me for years.
Uh-huh.
And he always wanted to meet me.
Mm-hmm.
So he invited me to have coffee with him later on that day, across the street at a restaurant called Joe Allen's.
Joe Allen's, of course,
which
on
is no
Third.
more.
On Third.
Right.
Yes. So the club was on Third then. It was across the street.
Yes,
I
across
remember
the
that
street.
club.
That's right.
It was a health club on Third, and right across the street is Joe Allen's, of course, because I used to go to Joe Allen. Oh, is that where John Travolta went? A lot of stars went there.
No, he never worked out there.
No?
He just spotted me outside.
Oh, through the window.
He was across the street at Kathy Gallagher's.
I used to go there, too. I love Kathy
Eating
Gallagher's.
lunch with Deborah Winger, and he saw me from the window.
Oops. Well, he was cruising then.
Well, he was cruising. He bolted out of there, and he came in to find me. He invited me for coffee that evening, and we had coffee. We talked, and I told him that I had been working out there and training people there, and he says, gosh, I'm doing the sequel to Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive, directed by and written by Sylvester Stallone. He says, I wish I would have met you a month ago. He said, I just hired a personal trainer. And I thought, there it goes, another opportunity slips by. He says, but maybe we can work something out. So he kept some hope alive.
To get your attention.
Well, you see, you know as well as I do that people, movers and shakers in Hollywood, whether they be producers, directors, or big-time actors, they use that power and influence they have.
And they say they're going to do something for you, or they'll get some photographs, and they never do it, or something. But John did help you, though, didn't he?
He helped me.
Yeah, go ahead.
But from the coffee we had, we ended up in the L'Ermitage Hotel in Beverly Hills, where I gave him a massage, and he wanted a little more than a massage.
Right. And did Paul Barresi did a little more massage to John Travolta? I'm looking at you.
Shall I say wait till my book comes out?
Oh, do you have a book coming out? I'm just going to wait.
I'm having a tough time getting a publisher. I wonder why.
I understand you sold this story about John Travolta and you because you became lovers. Is that correct? You were lovers or something like that? What happened?
Well, something like that.
You became lovers. You used to go see him in Santa Barbara when he was living there?
I saw him. He came to my home in Hollywood.
Masseured, or just as giving a massage all the time?
Well, we titled it...
as a masseur.
Masseur.
That's what Rock Hudson did, too, for a while. They titled these things as masseurs. This magazine called what? they have these massage things in the magazine. All the stars, certain stars call these people
Oh,
for
the
massage.
classifieds?
Yeah, the classifieds.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to be made in that. Is that right, Paul?
Well, sure.
Did you make a lot of money in that?
That wasn't my gig, you know. I certainly seized an opportunity.
So you took an opportunity with John Travolta by doing this.
Yes, I fell into that eerie citadel that he spun, and I got caught up in it. And it wasn't until 7 years later that I realized that, well, quite frankly, I was being used.
You were with him for 7 years.
Yes.
Paul, really? You're sitting there telling me, truthfully telling me, that you were with John Travolta for 7 years. No one knew that he was gay.
Well,
Tell me.
I didn't really ask the question.
Gay.
I mean, I knew it, just based on what he desired and what he wanted. But, you know, for me, I was a porn actor, and sex became a profession. I was a sexual performer. Now, in all candor, I was a very bad lover.
A bad lover?
Bad lover.
What do you mean by a bad lover, Paul? What does that mean?
From up here.
Oh, okay.
Because lovemaking comes from here.
The mind, yes.
And I had a problem having a wholesome one-on-one relationship because I was having sex on camera for money.
Right.
And a porn actor is nothing more than a glorified prostitute.
How do you feel about that, Paul? You just used that word, glorified prostitute. How do you feel by using that word in yourself, and that's what you did?
Well,
how do you feel?
I feel relieved because they're human beings.
When you sold your article to, I should say, sold it, Enquirer, you gave the story to the Enquirer a few years ago. Headlines, John Travolta, homosexual, lover, spreading it all, telling it all. Paul Barresi, tell me, were you threatened? I mean, your life? Scared of your life by doing that?
I acted on passion. What happened was this.
Yeah.
In January of 1990, I had the occasion to go to the Bel Air Hotel to visit John Travolta. This, in fact, was the last time I saw him.
At the Bel Air?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, he introduced me to a gentleman who he said was his trainer.
Right.
Now, there was a large suite, and I could see the room was in shambles. There were clothes strewn all over the place. His clothes and his trainer's clothes.
What does that mean?
Well, we know what it means.
I don't know what it means. It means that he's untidy.
Well,
you mean that he was having sex with this trainer?
No,
Is
no.
that what you mean?
What I mean is this. It appeared that there was something going on.
Going on? Okay.
And John promised me that I would be his trainer. I've never told anyone this story, so you're getting it firsthand.
Okay.
That is what motivated me, or shall we say provoked me,
Oh, it provoked you.
into calling Jerry George with the National Enquirer, who
Right.
had been pursuing me for some time.
But you never gave it to
Well,
people.
rumor had it that John and I were
Lovers.
involved, yes,
Right.
lovers. And, of course, I kept pushing Jerry away, and I knew there was big bucks in this.
Right, of course.
But as soon as I saw that, I said, well, okay, the gloves are off. I'm a bigger whore than I thought I was.
The gloves are off, Paul Barresi. I mean...
The gloves are off.
I mean, they're off, but wow, dangerous. I mean, you're dealing with John Travolta's managers, people behind him who have power. They can call and get some guy in Mexico to knock you off with nothing, no reason. You're frightened? Are you frightened? Because right now, powerful, totally powerful. Are you frightened?
Well, yes.
Because you said you were been threatened.
Yes, I am.
You've been threatened.
I am.
Well, so what are you going to do about it?
I'm just going to go on doing what I'm doing.
Doing what you're doing?
You see, after I gave the story
Enquirer.
to the Enquirer, I was paid over $100,000.
You got $100,000 for that story.
All my tenants,
Right.
my parents, my landlady, they all received copies of the Enquirer, Xerox copies of the Enquirer,
Right.
in their mailboxes. Then the harassing phone calls started.
Uh-huh.
I had all this money. I
Right.
took a trip. I went around the world. I was flying high.
Right.
I wasn't caring about who might be after me
You weren't.
because I had all these bucks.
Right.
I spent every day as if it were my last, and in 7 months,
The $100,000 disappeared?
you'd be amazed.
Why did Paul Barresi go around the world and spend this kind of money?
I don't know. I'm still,
Why didn't you just put it in the bank and just
yeah.
got yourself a little home and or go to Idaho
Yeah.
like that Detective Furman and got there in Idaho where all the red squares are, you know?
Yeah, we always find
They don't
out
have-
later that you can buy a beautiful spread in Alabama for 30,
Right, right,
40,000, but
Now let's
I
go.
wasn't thinking about that.
Let's leave John Travolta just for one moment.